Hello everyone, welcome to the commencement ceremony for the University of Oregon Department of Mathematics. My name is Dan Duggar and I'm the department head. I get the honor of serving as your host today. To my left over here is Fenton Hall, home of the math department. We thought that rather than just watch my talking head, it would be more fun for you to see some images from our department, which maybe you graduates have been missing after being away this quarter. The pictures are kind of sad because they don't have any students in them, but I still hope you all enjoy them. Now, I want to start off by acknowledging that this isn't the way any of us wanted to be celebrating your graduation. You students have worked so hard, and every year it's just such a pleasure to see you in your graduation gowns, to meet your friends and family, and to honor your achievements. For a bunch of reasons, I was especially looking forward to the ceremony this year, and like you, I'm just heartbroken that we have to do this video instead. It really pales in comparison, and I'm sorry. But you know what? We are going to make the best of it. We love you guys. We are proud of you. And we are just so excited that you've made it to this point. We all know how incredibly hard you guys have worked to get here. I always say that the math major is one of the hardest majors, if not the hardest major on campus. You guys have survived all-nighters, insane homework assignments, brutal and unforgiving exams, and let's face it, crazy math professors. And yes, I'll admit it today, we're totally crazy. But I hope you've also learned a lot and really enjoyed your time here. We've enjoyed teaching with you, sharing mathematics with you, getting to know you, and watching you grow. Now, you graduates, don't forget about your parents and loved ones today. No one accomplishes anything all by themselves in this world. And today is a great day to reach out and thank the people who have helped and supported you along the way. Every year I make the graduates get up and give their parents a standing ovation. And we can't do that today, but do it anyway. Do it. Seriously, make time and thank some people. It's important, and more important than you maybe realize yet. To get serious for a moment, I do know that this is a scary time to be graduating. The world seems in disarray and the future is very unclear. I'm recording this video on June 1st, when we've just had several nights of civil unrest across the country. I can't even predict what the world will look like in 3 weeks when this video airs. It is a very strange and frightening time. But here's what I want to tell you, and I can say this with the utmost certainty. In my lifetime, there has never been a point where it has been more important to be trained in analytical, logical, and mathematical reasoning. Exactly the kind of training you all have. We have just gone through several months where mathematical graphs were in the news almost every day, and where we saw firsthand the effects of people's inability to understand exponential growth. The analytical skills you all have spent the last several years developing are incredibly important to the world right now. And while I don't know what the future will bring, I can say one thing. It's up to all of you to make your own future, to make our future. When I think about all of you graduating math majors and the job you are going to do with that, I feel that there's a lot to be hopeful about. I hope you can feel that way too. Congratulations to all of you. Good luck. We are proud of you. Thank you so much for allowing us to share in your journey. I hope you've enjoyed your time at U of O and will bring precious memories with you for the rest of your life. Congratulations. Okay, so we have a few things on our program, as you'll see on this slide. You've gotten through item 1, so that's good. I do want to ask for your patience and forgiveness here. We're mathematicians. We are not very good at conducting ceremonies. We get through by the skin of our teeth each year, and every year we say, thank God that wasn't being recorded. And now here we are in a new world, and it's being recorded. Great. A bunch of math dorks make a video. What could go wrong? So please just bear with us. Every year at this time, we give out some departmental awards, some to graduating students, but also some scholarships to continuing students. These have all been funded by very generous donors, and we are so grateful that we get to support our students in this way. For the presentation of these awards, I'm going to turn things over to our Assistant Department Head, Mike Price.
Hello, my name is Mike Price. I'm the Assistant Department Head for the Mathematics Department at the University of Oregon. I have the distinguished honor of discussing the awards for the department today. But first, a math joke. So, the farmer has a talking sheepdog, instructs the sheepdog one evening to go out, round up all the sheep for tonight. Sheepdog says, "No problem, boss, got it." Dog comes back a couple minutes later, says, "No problem, all 40 sheep are accounted for." The farmer starts to turn back to his business and then says, "Wait a minute. First of all, it usually takes you more than just a couple of minutes to make this happen. You came back pretty fast. Secondly, yep, it looks like I only count 36 sheep." The sheepdog says, "Well, of course, you told me to round them up, boss." All right, on to the awards. We have both graduate and undergraduate awards for the mathematics department. We'll begin with the graduate. So we have the Anderson Teaching Award, which is given to graduate students who've truly distinguished themselves as teachers of mathematics. This year we have 2 recipients, Jeff Monroe and Elisa Bella. The Borsting Award goes to graduate students for outstanding work in graduate mathematics. We have 3 recipients, Christy Hazel, Helen Jenny, and Andrew Ray. For undergraduate awards, we have the Decoux Prize, which is for students displaying exceptional achievement in mathematics. Our 2 recipients this year are Trieste Desautels and Krista Werscher. The Jules Scholarship goes to support 1 or more undergraduate or graduate students who show exceptional promise for achievement. This year's recipient is an undergraduate, Alex Fisher. The Curtis Scholarship is for an upper division student majoring in mathematics. Our 2 recipients are Jasmine Wright and Hannah Swee. The Harrison Award goes to provide funds to benefit a math student. This year's recipient is Arden Butterfield. And last but certainly not least, we have the Marion Walter Future Teacher Award. And as it sounds, it goes to support a math major who intends to pursue a career in secondary education. This year's recipient is Destiny Mendenhall. Congratulations, that's it for our awardees. Congratulations to all award winners and also to the U of O mathematics class of 2020.
That was a really horrible math joke, Mike. Come on, buddy, you're killing me here. Thanks, Mike. All right, we thought we would try something different this year to take advantage of this video format, to do something we couldn't usually do in a graduation ceremony. We know that for you parents and loved ones, it can sometimes be difficult, to say the least, to understand what people who study mathematics actually do, and why anyone would want to devote their lives to this endeavor. So to help just a little bit, we are going to force you all to watch a mini math lecture. Trust me, it's not going to be that bad. But for you graduates, this will be the last math lecture of your time at U of O. So I hope you enjoy it. We are now going to take you to the basement of Professor Ben Young, where he has been teaching his classes for the last 3 months. If you've ever wondered what kind of creepy things go on in a mathematician's basement, well, now's your chance to find out. I do have to warn you about one thing. So Ben did not quite stick to the time limitations I gave him for this lecture. And as a result, I've had to take a few editorial liberties with this video. Ben, I apologize in advance for this. Sorry, Ben, wherever you are, you're going to hate me. But I hope the rest of you have a good time.
Hi, folks. My name is Benjamin Young. I'm a mathematics professor. I work at the University of Oregon. I teach the mathematics courses that some of the students here today have been taking. I do training of graduate students. I do research on my own in mathematical problems, and I do various aspects of university service, and that's my job, those things in different amounts. I'm here today to talk a little bit about mathematics. It's a common refrain that students, families, and loved ones and friends often don't really know what goes into the work of a mathematician. And I thought I would make some few-minute attempt to figure out if we could get that idea across to you today. So I wanted to talk about an essentially mathematical problem that's been on everybody's minds lately. That's the supply chain. It's pretty hard to get toilet paper these days. At the start of the quarantine times, that was understandable. People panicked. They went out, bought out all the toilet paper just to stockpile it so that they don't run out later for their families. I get it. But then the shortages continued. If you go down to the toilet paper store today, a drugstore or whatever, grocery store, sure, there'll be toilet paper, but it won't be anywhere near full shelf. It's still in shortage. And why is it? That's interesting. People aren't stockpiling anymore. They've done it already. And the answer is that the machine that gets toilet paper to you is very complicated. It starts at a tree, gets cut down, goes to a mill of some sort, makes paper, gets wholesaled, retailed, and then it gets to the consumer. All of these things have a capacity, right? You can get so much paper through at any given time. What happened, I think, at least in part, is that people switched from buying, to buying this stuff, from buying industrial toilet paper, because there's a lot of people that use the bathroom at work. And industrial toilet paper doesn't look like this. It comes in big rolls, it comes from different kinds of trees. Pretty much all of the supply chain is different. So when the capacities changed like that, people's capacity to consume this went up and people's capacity to consume the industrial toilet paper went down. That caused run-on effects. There's a theorem in mathematics called the max flow min cut theorem that says exactly this. The amount of stuff that you can move through your network is controlled by the worst way you can cut it, like the worst way you can find a bottleneck for this capacity. And as evidenced by the fact that these big changes can happen and we can be caught flat-footed by them, there's still work left to do in combinatorial optimization. We haven't solved all of the problems there yet. So your math graduate family member, friend, or colleague who's here today might well be one of the people going out into the world and trying to figure out that the next time something big changes in our supply chain, well, maybe the results are a little bit predictable, not unpredictable. There's all sorts of combinatorial optimization problems. And that's the kind of problem a supply chain problem is. It is a problem in combinatorial optimization. That's some math jargon, but it means kind of what it sounds like. Combinatorial means the ways of combining things, putting things together. And optimization, making it as good as it can be. Some other combinatorial optimization problems are, for instance, the problem of figuring out the best way to get taxis to customers, figuring out the best way to get food to people, maybe figuring out the best way to pack stuff into a room, right? Strangely shaped objects. These are all important combinatorial optimization problems, and they're amongst the hardest problems in mathematics, despite the fact that they sound like everyday tasks. Let me give you a sense of why that is. So in the 1970s, the FedEx Corporation started up. As I understand it, the idea was a term paper for an economics class that a student had. Wanted to offer overnight shipping. So what would you need to do? Well, first of all, you need your own airplanes. Second of all, you need to make it not matter how much it costs to get your packages where they need to go. Thirdly, you got to have one hub. You got to serve a limited number of cities and get all of your packages to the hub and then out to the other city. Simple as that. If you do that, then you can do overnight shipping. So, he bought 14 aircraft, he selected a hub in 25 cities. That was the 70s. Today, this doesn't really look like FedEx's distribution network, does it? FedEx will deliver to pretty much every major city in the USA, at least. And you can kind of take FedEx airplanes to get your packages somehow between them. Millions of packages move this way. Sometimes there's little hub cities off to like this, and sometimes there's other big hubs like this, and who knows what's really going on. Network that it is today. So thank you. Congratulations to all the graduates that we're about to produce today. And I hope that you go out into the world and solve some of the world's hardest math problems in the future. Maybe make sure next time something goes horribly wrong, we're not caught flat-footed with it. Thank you.
In this next segment, we will be honoring our graduating doctoral students. These folks have been here for 6 or 7 years, and while they are students, they have also been our colleagues. In addition to taking classes, they spend half their time each year teaching and mentoring undergraduates. And they are some of our best and most inspiring teachers. It has been an amazing privilege to have these people in our department and to get to work with them every day. Each one of these PhD recipients has done the thing that our profession holds the most dear. They have created new mathematics. It's hard to explain how difficult this is, but it starts with learning a ton of math. Then you spend several years trying things which mostly don't work. Every once in a while, something does work, and on those days, you make a little bit of progress. Somehow it all adds up to something in the end, and the world of mathematics knows things that it wouldn't have without the accomplishments of these young people. Now, typically we would have what's called a doctoral hooding ceremony for these students. A doctoral hood is this thing you see me wearing. Here, let me turn around and show it to you. So the colors are those of our PhD institutions, and so that would be a lively yellow and green for our Duck students here. Now, we weren't able to figure out a way to do the hooding with our current social distancing guidelines. So instead, we are going to salute each graduate by showing a photo and having their advisor say a few words. So please join me in honoring these students and their tremendous work.
Duka Boersma receives his PhD for the thesis Some Extension Algebras of Standard Modules of Havanna-Flood-Ruki Algebras of Type A. This is a very substantial and difficult work, and I'm proud to be Duka's PhD supervisor.
I'd like to congratulate Christophe Dethier, who has recently completed his PhD degree in mathematics. Dr. Dethier defended his dissertation in spring 2020. The dissertation title is A Special Family of Binary Forms, the Theory of Their Invariance and Related Computations.
Congratulations to Christy Hazel. Her dissertation title is ROC2 Graded Cohomology of C2 Surfaces and Equivariant Fundamental Classes. Christy, it has been such a pleasure working with you. We are going to miss you so much around here. Congratulations.
Paul Herstedt's dissertation is titled AT Algebras from Zero-Dimensional Dynamical Systems. Congratulations, Paul. I really enjoyed working with you, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Helen Jenny. Helen's thesis is entitled Combinatorics of the Double Dimer Model. Congratulations, Helen. Well done.
Ryan Takahashi wrote his dissertation on a categorical SL2 action on some moduli spaces of sheaves. Congratulations, Ryan. Andrew Ray wrote his dissertation on moduli spaces of twisted Hermite-Einstein connections over K3 surfaces. Congratulations, Andrew.
Every year we end this portion of our ceremony by inviting one of our graduating seniors to share a few thoughts. I'm very excited to introduce Natalie Weaver as this year's speaker. Natalie has been a fixture in our department since her freshman year. She's a double major in math and classics and a Clark Honors College student. Natalie wrote her honors thesis in math under the direction of Nick Proudfoot, and for several years she has worked in the department as both a paper marker and a math circle assistant. Natalie was in one of my classes a year ago, and I can't tell you how fun it was to work with her. So without further ado, let's have Natalie drop in on us.
Hi everybody. Welcome to the Math Department online commencement ceremony. My name is Natalie, and I guess I'm the student speaker for this. Since we're doing this online, I got to decide where I wanted to film this, so I thought it would be kind of fun to film it in front of Dede Hall with Fenton in the background, because I've missed taking classes in those buildings this term. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy at home, even though it's unfortunate we don't get to be together for this. one of the things that I was asked to talk about for the speech was my appreciation for the college experience. And looking back, I think the thing that I appreciate the most about the math major is that it really taught me how to recover from failure. And so to illustrate this, I thought I would tell a few brief anecdotes about times that I failed doing math. So the first one was from my freshman year. I was sitting in Maria Nemirovskaya's office being interviewed for a job at her math circle. When I went into her office, I did not know that I was going to be interviewed, but I sort of found out halfway through that the meeting that I thought was an informational meeting was actually an interview, because she started asking me to solve problems of the type that we would give to the elementary schoolers in our math circle. And I thought she expected me to be able to solve these really quickly, so I was trying to solve them really quickly. And sometimes when you try to solve problems really quickly, then you make stupid mistakes and you get them wrong, which is what happened for the first 6 problems in a row that I solved, or failed to solve on the first try. So I solved the 7th one pretty quickly and correctly, which made me happy, but I still walked out of there assuming that there was no way that she wanted to hire me because I did so badly in the interview. But it turned out that she actually did like me enough to hire me, because even though I failed a lot on the first try, I kept trying. And one of the things that we try to teach our math circle kids is that we don't want to just give them easy problems that they can solve all the time. We want to give them hard problems that they're going to fail at, and then they can fail a bunch of times and try again and finally solve it. The second story I wanted to tell was in fall of last year, I was taking the first term of abstract algebra, and we had a midterm that was just absolutely brutal. I didn't know how to do most of the problems. I didn't even answer all of the questions. Like some of them I didn't even try because I didn't even know how to start. And I think the high score of our class on that test turned out to be like a 15 out of 18. I didn't even get close to a 15. I got an 8.75 out of 18, which is about 48%. So I was freaking out because I thought that I would fail the class and it would be too embarrassing to continue with the math major, so I'd have to drop that and like find something new to study, and that I like wouldn't be able to graduate or whatever. But it turned out to be okay. After posting the midterm grades and letting us suffer for a couple minutes, Sasha posted these like intermediate grades for how we were doing in the class, and I was still doing okay. But it taught me that taking hard math is going to be hard sometimes, and you're going to fail sometimes, and you should keep going anyways. So I continued with algebra and took it for the whole year and got better at it. Did not score quite so low as that midterm on any of the next tests, and it also made me study with my classmates a lot more, which was really helpful and definitely something I recommend. Although sometimes having a study group just simply won't save you. And I learned this lesson at the end of last year when I was taking a linear regression class with Professor Levin, and he gave us this homework assignment that was really long and really hard, and me and my study group worked on it together for hours and hours and hours, like all day. Like anytime we had free time, we would like arrive at Espresso Roma at 6 in the morning when they open and work on it until we had class, and then we would like go to the science library for a while, and then if we needed a change of environment, we would go to the math library and work on it. And we still didn't we solved one problem, and we thought that our answer was wrong because it was different from the answer in the back of the book. And the rest of the problems we couldn't even get like any answer at all. We just didn't know how to do it. So we ended up emailing Professor Levin a list of literally 20 questions outlining how confused we were. And he was actually really nice about it. He was a lot nicer about it than we expected. and he answered all of them by email, and then also planned extra office hours so that we could ask the questions in person. And he ended up giving us an extension on the assignment. So I guess the moral of this story is, if you do your best and you still don't succeed, it's always worth asking for an extension, and usually it will be granted if you deserve it. Yeah, so those are some times that I have failed as a math major and how I was able to move on from it. And even though failing at the time felt really, really bad, in the end, I think it was good for me, and looking back on it now, I appreciate it. I want to extend a huge thank you to all of the faculty here. Thank you so much for teaching us so much math and for being so helpful and for holding office hours, which were probably full of confused students all of the time. Or at least I know that I went to almost every single office hours session for pretty much every class I took, and usually I was very confused. So thank you so much for helping us. Specifically, I want to say thank you to Nick Proudfoot. Thank you so much for being my calculus professor all year, my freshman year. That class was the one that really convinced me that I did want to be a math major. And thank you so much for being my thesis advisor over the last year and a half. Even though pretty much every time we met, I hadn't accomplished very much, but I did have a huge list of things that I didn't understand. So thank you so much for explaining all of those things to me, sometimes multiple times, until I was able to understand them. And I also want to thank Maria Nemirovskaya. Thank you so much for running the Eugene Math Circle Elementary Division and for hiring me there. That has been the most fun job that I've ever had, and I feel like I've learned so much from working there about problem solving, especially when we assign those problems, those evil problems that you like to give to the kids, where you ask them to prove things that aren't true, or you ask a question that is impossible and we pretend like it's possible to get them to work on it. Those have been a lot of fun for me, and I've learned so much. So thank you so much. And a big thank you to all of the rest of the faculty as well. I also want to thank everyone that works in the math office. Thank you for all of the administrative and organizational work you do for us. Specifically, Mary Brown, thank you so much for not killing me for turning in my time cards late every month. And Sherilyn, thank you for not getting too mad at Mary for not getting too mad at me when I turned in my time cards late every month. And thank you so much for all of the other work that you do as well. And finally, I want to thank all of the parents for all of your love and support as we've grown up to become math nerds. Even if you weren't a math nerd yourself in your own life, you now are by association because you have a student that is graduating with a degree in mathematics. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and I hope you have a great rest of this online commencement ceremony and a great summer.
Thanks, Natalie. That was great. We're going to miss you. All right. This now brings to an end this portion of our commencement, and it's here where I'm required to say my goodbyes. Please stay tuned for the roll call. That's where we get to see and hear from all of the graduates themselves. That would be the best part, and that's what I've been looking forward to. This afternoon at 2 p.m., the math department will be hosting an online Zoom reception at the web address on your screen. Please drop by and say hello to your professors and other students. Bring your families if you want. We would love to meet them. Graduates, one more time, let me say congratulations and good luck. You guys are awesome. I brought a few friends who also want to say their goodbyes, so let me now turn it over to them. Goodbye, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Good luck.
Doke Burzma. Christophe Dethier. Christy Hazel. Paul Herstedt. Helen Jen.
Ryan Takahashi. Andrew Ray. Gabe Montes de Oca.
Christian Adalja. Tyler Adams. Sage Albright. Nithan Avivi. Joe B. de M. Cortez. Matthew Baker. Paul Banks. Tara Bedney. Andrea Burns. Liam Sahil Bakhta. Ron B. Patrick Breslin. Devin Bunch. Amelia Campos. Elliot Chase. Clay Chan. Yuchi Chen. Tyler Christensen. Chloe Schwatal. Jiaxin Kong. Chase Craig. Jishang Dai. Kian Dang. Colin Daniels. Peter DeBello. Kyle Denny. Trieste des Hotels. Emma Doranson. Warren Elwood. Chris Bang. Yuan Hao Fang. Adam Fisher. Max Florkey. Jordan Folds. Dylan Freechild. Taylor Frisch. Ronnie Fuentes. Fei Ji. Tatiana Jerovitz. Caitlin Gibson. Joseph Go. Sydney Gonzalez. Trey Greer. Jeremy Gwenza Marcus. Brian Gunnarsson, Gary Guo, Jintao Guo, Kelly Guo, Claire Hamblin, Ben Hardy, Odelia Hartle, Brandon Hawks, Welbert Hay, Jimmy Hicks, Madison Henricks, Jessica Holmes, Willow Holton, Bowen Hall, Rachel Herr, Ben Jesser, James Xia, Xinkan Jiang, Gefei Xiang, Yin Jin, Matt Kafker, Mason Klepp, Anna Krautsova, Ben Lane, Ashley Lottie, Jeremy Lavanino, Rebecca Lee, Yue Li, Hanzhou Liu, Hai Liu, Yutong Lu, Shan Luo,
Alex Masioko, Sarah Malpass, Loretta McClellan, Destiny Mendenhall, Grayson Meyer, Yuyao Mo, Cam Moats, Olivia Moiso, Valentin Molchanov, Riley Mansrud, Marco Moreno, Ruth Mountain Spring, Shreya Nathan, Kevin Nguyen, David Nichols, Adam Nielsen, Ryan Obermeyer, Sean Ouyang, Asher Pauls Brunet, Gabriel Peterson Kilpatrick, Jordy Perfetti, Andrew Peters, Jie Chin, Pengfei Chin, Lucas Quentin, Tianzhen Ren, Martin Reyes, Nolan Rudolph, Timothy Schatz, Jaden Schmidt, Willis Schubert, Ian Seitzinger, Jackson Shearer, Missy Shi, Max Spinner, Jamie St. Sauver, Jonathan Starlord, Peter Sun, Cheng Wen Tan, Feida Tang, J.J. Thomas, Rachel Van Loo, Simon Venter, Dominic Viccarelli, Alex Vischer, Ryan Walk, Bang Yu Wang, Odile Wang, Stacy Wang, Leonie Wei, Natalie Weaver, Mac Weinstock, Max Weissenseal, Jeremy Welsh Caven, Burke Wilebski, Kyle Woods, Cameron Ray, Jasmine Wright, Miles Wright, Dee Wu, Krista Werscher, Tian Xie, Wu Yu Shu, Huikai Zhang, Weihang Zhang, Xueqi Zhang, Yuheng Zhao, Xiaosu Zhou, Yi Xuan Zhu. Fei Yu Zuo.